Welcome, this is part 22 about the Olshammar engine. Here I'm talking about racing intake manifold for naturally aspirated direct injection gasoline engines. It could be the new Porsche 911 GT3 engine, for instance, or similar. So, a standard intake and exhaust. Here we can see from the intake side that when air doesn't move, then we have heating of air in the intake runner, and there is also inertia. The air stands still. So when you open the valve, it takes a little time for the air to start flowing, and it's a little bit preheated. The suggestion we have to the right here is that we make a new version where we add a cooling channel. And we can open up, so we can divert some air into this cooling channel. And that way we can speed up the air before the main intake valve opens. And we can also get rid of the heated air. And naturally aspirated engines, they have vacuum in their intake. So it's less vacuum when the throttle is wide open. And it's therefore easier to pull air into the cooling channel when the throttle is wide open. And that's the reason the technology is more suited for racing engines than for normal engines that are running with the throttle closed, semi-closed most of the time. So if we look at the intake vacuum here, when we have a closed throttle, then we have high vacuum and a low flow. But when we open up the throttle, there is lower vacuum inside and we have a high flow. So for the added cooling channel, we need to open a valve, and we need to time this opening so that we do it just before the main intake valve opens. And that way we can get rid of the heated air, and we can also get speed on the air before we open the main intake valve. When the intake valve opens, the main intake valve, then we close the other valve. But since there is vacuum, we need an air pump to suck this out. And when you run with closed throttle, you need high vacuum to suck it out, which is hard work. And it doesn't add that much, because when we have a closed throttle, that means that we don't need the maximum power, and that we don't need the maximum fill of the cylinders anyway. So it's not important in that case. Whereas when we have the open throttle to the right here with a high flow, then we have low vacuum inside, and it's easier for the air pump to pump out the extra air. And here it's also more important, because here we try to reach peak performance, and it's more important that we can speed up the air and get rid of the preheated air as well. So the traditional intake runner design, here we have a valve guide and a seat and a face and a head, and we have an open valve to the right, to the left, and a closed valve to the right. And we need to open up a channel here to the cooling channel. And it could be forward, it could be to the side, it could be down, or it could be up. And it all depends on where you have the space to do this in your engine design. So thank you very much. And I hope you understand that this could be a way to improve the performance of racing engines that are naturally aspirated and have direct injection. Thank you.